So I want to ask the listener um, I guess it's a rhetorical question, even if it is a real question because you can't answer it. You're listening to this in the future. That because I think we've all been in that situation where there's these adversarial relationships with other departments. What are you trying to accomplish by pushing your agenda in those meetings? And I think the reason I say that is I was in a very 100% exact similar scenario in the last couple months. We did this huge overhaul at my work on how we even fulfill a service. And that meant we were going after all these operational groups, commercial groups, spreadsheets that they're using to fulfill our services, all the systems and SOPs that they were we were going after all of it. And there were a lot of meetings like that where the product manager would just go in there and be like, no, this is what we're doing. And then it just turned into the meeting was gone. It was like once that moment happened and they're pushing that agenda, the meeting was gone. And so like if it's not working, well, what are you trying to accomplish by just trying to resolve the problem in that meeting? And then also, I think the incentive structures between people that work in R&D and product and design and engineering is totally different than a finance person or a salesperson. Like how they get paid and compensated is completely different from us. Like we have the space to breathe and think and have meetings and talk about stuff and talk about processes. Salespeople and commercial people, they do that too. Finance people do that. They talk about SOPs, but like in their free time, like 40 hours of their week is still focused on making sure that the financial forecasts are good, that the books are kept, or that we're actually expecting. And us just going into a meeting and telling them like, oh, we're going to change everything. This is how we're going to do it. Just makes them feel unheard and threatened. And then also they don't trust you yet that you understand their problems. But magically, in other scenarios where I'd be like facilitating the meeting, getting them talking, getting them talking about their frustrations, telling about a story where this went wrong. Another great book, which is like Chasing Confidence, which is by Nate Walkingshaw. He talks about the method of like active discovery, where it's basically you're just getting the narratives, you're practice spotting, right? And you're making them feel heard. And then you just repeat, hey, do I understand? Like, is this why it's a problem? And then you're using like emotional language to like kind of aggravate it a little bit to verify that they did it. And then it's like, okay, cool. Thanks for meeting with me. And then you come back with concept of, hey, I was thinking about what you just said. What if we did something like this? And it could be like a sketch or a prototype or something like that. And they're like, oh, wow, this person gets it. I'm going to give them more of my attention and collaborate and work with them because they're making an effort to understand our perspective.
I really appreciate how you wrap that up. It's very easy to apply a lens of judgment or immediately cast off. It's, oh, they're X. Oh, it's Y. But you are exerting energy to go the extra length and try to understand what this person is dealing with. Leverage empathy to kind of go deeper than the surface level. And some people never get to that point. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, that meeting sucked, and that person sucks. Okay, next meeting, and then they never get beyond that, and then that politically fraught environment is always there. And then on Sunday night, when you're about to go into work, you're like, oh God, I do not want to go back into the office, and you're not sleeping, and then you go into work, and work sucks again because you're never going deeper. You're never exerting that a little bit extra energy. I don't want to trivialize it. It's not a little bit. It's extra energy to kind of go deeper and understand what's going on with this person or this environment or XYZ. But I'll tell you what, doing that is certainly better than sleepwalking, going through the motions, ticking the boxes. Then you're not evolving. The environment is not evolving. Your portfolio is not evolving. The product is not evolving. The business is not evolving. You can see where I'm going. So, I think some of it is incumbent upon forces that are at play outside of our reach, but some of it is also certainly incumbent upon us as well to kind of go deeper and as much as we can impact and affect change within our immediate environment. If not just for the environment ourselves, for us. A good part of the book is about for looking out for number one, certainly, which we should absolutely be doing. So yeah, I appreciate your wrap up there because it is effort exerted. You know, we have deliverables to do and we have stuff at home to take care of, et cetera, but the payoff, dare I say, is well worth it.
And in Tony Fidel's book, he actually established this practice of where he would spend his weekends. So when you're a VP of such a large business unit, is like the the iPhone, basically like its own like world economy or a country, like the GDP of a country.
Yeah, truly.
Uh, he he would write down in the meetings, he'd just listen and he'd write down everything that he heard and observed. And then on the weekend, he would transcribe those notes into text. And then he would review that. And then he basically had like this note, like this text, like this transcript of his notes that he'd carry around. And then he would like just make a little annotation to follow up on this, or like, hey, a couple weeks ago you mentioned this, like how's that going? And stuff like that.